Hey, this is Gecko Mayhem. This is another Godforge video. The beta is in full swing. This is day 2 of the beta. It's been a good day. I streamed again for around 6 hours, made progress on my account, had a few discussions about certain things, such as areas of the game that need to be improved. Not necessarily encountering bugs, although I have recorded a few bugs which I will submit as bug reports, but just feedback in general in terms of where things could be improved. Perhaps even after a recent discussion around a resource bottleneck, where resources could be more distributed or smoothed out in a way. So what people are encountering at the moment is that there is a shortage of gold, and it is difficult to find gold to spend on upgrading heroes, and it takes a long time once you get past very, very early game. Even still early game, it is taking a long time to get certain resources such as alchemy stones for ascending your heroes, and we know that ascension is pretty important. Now, I made a few decisions today, and one of those decisions was to bring in an invoker instead of having no healing and no sort of mitigation. So I've swapped out, first of all, Ragnar for Leonidas. This is my campaign farming team. So they're both brawlers, Ragnar and Leonidas. Leonidas is epic, and I just feel like Leonidas is that little bit stronger. He's really come to the party. Ragnar's fun. I've got to give him that. He is fun. He's going in with his AoE, decreased defense, and that. My brawlers are a bit slow. I am really, really gear starved at the moment. I've farmed the dungeons a bit, but I'm still very, very much gear starved. So I've brought in Vesna as my invoker. I decided she was probably the better of the 3 invokers I had a choice from, and I decided to 3-star her and try to push her a little bit further and help her team out. And as you can see, she does help the team a little bit. Of course, I'm using Keyseen as my main slayer. I'm also bringing Ramses as my secondary slayer. I'm going to stop this auto battle because we're going to go through a few things as they come to mind. So, first of all, let me think. Let's take a look at my heroes. So, I managed to summon quite a bit today. I spent gems again on Eternal Stones. Is that what they're called? Not Eternal. Flawless? No. Ancestral? Maybe. Ancestral? So I had 30 Ancestral Stones, and I popped them all. 32, something like that. I popped them 10 at a time and a couple of extras, and pulled out a handful of epics, which we'll go over very soon. But I want to pop all of my mortal stones and see if we get lucky. This is another bug that I've noticed, that they're cut off at the side, the left and the right. Just another little thing to report from the beta. It's always fun to summon in a video. Oh, we got another Shishi. Kind of cool. I'm not using Shishi, and I'm going to show you why. I was starting to build Shishi because I was thinking that he would be my choice of defender when I bring a defender in. However, I managed to pull Shiwangmu, who is an epic defender. Now, Shiwangmu is a little bit different. She can place a taunt. She places accuracy up and resistance up, which is not a way to help your team stay protected. It's not any sort of real mitigation. She's more of a buffer. She has a cleanse, however, equalizes her HP and places a shield. So she does a shield on her ultimate. I figured she's an epic, she's a defender. I think I'll try to use her over rare defenders like Shishi, or, as I also pulled, Nebuchadnezzar, who is a solid defender. In fact, if Shiwangmu doesn't work out, I will fall back on Nebuchadnezzar. As a reminder, he restores destroyed HP, he places attack down, weakens the enemy, and his ultimate is Stalwart, so you can't be disabled, and Protect, and a barrier on himself so that when he takes damage from that Protect, he's not taking as much damage, which I think is really cool. I think he is a very solid defender, and I made a video about that. Other epics, I got Musashi, I got Percival, and I got Aya. I got Aya. Where is she? Where is Aya? I must have just looked over her. Rarity. There she is. Aya. Couldn't see her. I got Aya, who I am going to level as my go-to invoker. I think I'm going to take Vesna out and put Aya in, possibly as my invoker. Now, Vesna's really good, man. She puts Radiance on an ally, which helps reduce damage that they take, right? That's just on her basic. She does a heal. It doesn't feel like a very good heal, so I'm going to have to get better gear on her and book her and stuff to get a lot more out of that healing. She does place the tiniest little shield. Like, the shield is so small, it's worthless. And she has a cleanse, which I've seen actually in action, which was super clutch at a particular point. She cleansed off this nasty debuff. I think everyone had Blaze on them or something, and she just cleansed it off, and she healed them at the same time. It was fantastic. And her passive is pretty cool because it increases how much healing she does. Aya, however, let's take a look at Aya. Increase the turn meter of the ally with the lowest turn meter, so she's doing turn meter increase. On her core, she's equalizing HP, and she's placing speed on them. Or she is placing mend on them. So if they're at lower HP, she's putting a mend on them to help heal them up. And then she also has a cleanse and a heal on her ultimate there. And her passive, she increases all allies' faith by 20% of her own speed. So you want to build her for speed. She has a base speed of 108, which is crazy. Look at this. Speed, 108, base speed. So, kind of cool. Looking forward to leveling Aya. One of the bottlenecks for me has been XP. Now, I am leveling rando heroes to use them as food to level up other heroes. So, for example, Minotaur and... yeah, just Minotaur at the moment, I think. But random blues and greens that I'm leveling up to use as food to 5-star other heroes and get other heroes up. Mordred is still level 40. Kisine is now 5-star, slowly working up towards level 50. His gear has been improved ever so slightly. I've started farming a bit of the gear that you get from the dungeon, which is Shrine gear, Body gear, Soul gear, Avenger gear. It's all really cool. I've got this kind of neat weapon on him as well, where he has a chance to activate the blaze that he puts out using his core. And I've put this imprint on him. And the imprint, if we go to imprints, you can see the imprint he's got is each time a blaze activates, it increases his turn meter and increases the damage of his core ability, stacking up to 20%, which is not going to happen very often. But if you're putting blaze up on a boss, then it's going to happen a lot more often, right? Because he's going to get a lot more turns. So I thought that would be a kind of neat weapon to have on him. Now, I've got 560 rubies. So what I could do is spend them at the bazaar. Not the bazaar. Let's get it right. At the store, I could spend them in the ruby shop, get a few more ancestrals, pop those and try our luck. But I think I'll save up again and try to get the 10 pack at once and pop 10 of those and see how we go. In terms of the dungeons, I have not managed to get terribly much further. I did farm a little bit of Shrine of Hercules. This is my go-to dungeon, Workshop of Ptah. I've been trying to get Shrine gear, Avenger gear, and Soul gear. Soul increases your faith, the bonus, the set bonus. It's really cool. It's better for ultimates and stuff. Avenger is self-healing, self-sustain, and Shrine is party-wide healing, which is really cool for invokers especially. So stage 5 I cannot do. I've tried it, and I just can't get past it. Banging my head against a wall. The boss has a buff that reduces damage by 75%. The only way to reduce that buff is to manipulate the boss's turn meter, which I can't do because I don't have any heroes that do that. Or place a disable, and I tried to bring in Leonidas, who can stun on his core, but it just, there wasn't enough survivability, so got to get my defender up, Shiwangmu, got to get Aya up, my invoker, and then I should be able to hit that higher level dungeon. Haven't really tried Hag's Hollow for the weapons, but I will get to that. In terms of quests, you can complete the monthly quests, because if I defeat 250 dungeon bosses, if I imprint one more weapon, and if I somehow acquire a legendary weapon, which can drop in Hag's Hollow, by the way, then I will have completed my 6 monthly tasks, and I'll get another flawless shard. Stone, sorry. A flawless stone. Weeklies, I need 2 more weekly quests completed, which I can do. I will hopefully get upgraded armor. This is bugged, upgrading a hero's ability. I have upgraded hero's abilities multiple times, and I have not seen that climb, so that quest is bugged. What was the last thing I was going to look at? Oh yes, the campaign. So, in terms of campaign progress, I am stuck. I'm stuck at Izumo stage 10. I've tried it. It's really hard. I was very lucky to get past these few stages here. I manualed them. I tried a few times. Stage 9 took me probably 4 or 5 attempts to do. I had to get a little bit of RNG there to overcome that. Stage 10 was absolutely no go. There's no way I can do stage 10 at the moment. However, the good news is that I've actually 3-starred Avalon, Asgard, you can see 30 of 30, Virage, and Olympus, all completely 3-starred. And Aru, I've done a lot of 2-stars. I cannot 3-star because I don't have an Eternal hero. And you need one of each affinity in order to 3-star all of these stages in the Aru campaign. Well, that's everything. That's where my account is at. Keesin is level... Well, he's level 42, but he's 5-star, I should say. So Keesin's 5-star, working on getting some XP to level up Aya and hopefully 4-star her, eventually 5-star her, see how Shiwangmu pans out as a defender to help protect my team in a way, although she's not bringing a heap of protection. Like I said, I may end up having to fall back on empowering Nebuchadnezzar and making him super tanky, super strong, and a really solid defender for the team that I want to bring into dungeon farming. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you're enjoying the beta. I hope that you're taking as much opportunity as you can to watch people stream the beta or play the beta yourself, or both. Come and watch me stream, because I am streaming every day through this beta period. Hope you have a good day, and I'll see you on the next one.